Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution Sunday. Welcome. Episode 1306, coming off the Madison Card Show yesterday. I'm tired. Whew, long weekend, long day, the Madison Card Show, but we're ready to tackle Sunday. Unfortunately, the Bears won't be tackling anything. It's a bye week, so I didn't wear my Sunday Chicago Bears hoodie today. And I've got to run on many card shows here over the next few weeks. After this upcoming weekend, I'll have a break so I can prepare for Dallas. I can prepare for Rockford. I can prepare for the Chicago Sports Spectacular and another Madison Card Show, all in the month of November. So we had our Madison Card Show yesterday. Next Madison Card Show is it's like almost 6 weeks away. Saturday, November 30th. It's Black Saturday, the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend. It's always a big show. I've been running the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend since 2021, and each year has been better than the last. And it's a heavily trafficked show, a lot of money being spent, a great Madison Card Show, Thanksgiving weekend, Saturday, November 30th. And then we're going the week, the Saturday after Christmas again this year, December 28th. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, I can get my dates for first quarter 2025 locked up. So stay tuned for that. I bought a bunch of stuff. Some of my cards are already in my eBay store, 99centcards.com. And I've already sold, I think I've sold 3 cards that I listed last night that I bought yesterday. So that was fun. I bought from, how many different dealers did I buy? I think maybe only 2. 1, 2, 3. No, I bought some stuff from Tony for my 74 set. I did find 2 more cards out of his binders for my 74 set. So I bought from Tony, I bought from Nelson, and I bought from Craig. And then, 4 vendors, because then I bought 30-some thousand cards from Jeff. Great bargain boxes. He had some fire. The bargain boxes were great yesterday for the Madison Card Show. Sometimes it's like, I don't really find much. But yesterday, and I didn't even look through, we had a prearranged deal. I didn't even look through his bargain boxes, but I saw what people were pulling out of them. He bought a whole bunch of stuff down in Nashville. He was set up at the Nashville show last weekend. And his bargain boxes were fire yesterday. I wish I would have spent more time digging through his boxes, but I spent a lot of time at Craig's table, at Nelson's table, buying some stuff. I'll show off what I picked up yesterday in Madison. Again, this coming weekend, I will be free. I'll be shipping and listing and shipping this coming weekend. Following weekend is the day after Halloween. I jump on a plane and fly to Oklahoma City via Dallas. And I'm hanging out with Cooter for the weekend. So I fly out Friday, November 1st. So we'll hang out and then we'll drive down to Oklahoma City and maybe we'll do a live Hobby Evolution from the interstate, driving down to Dallas on Saturday morning, November 2nd. And then let's see. And I'll fly back on Sunday. The following weekend, I'll be set up in Rockford. That's, I think, Saturday, November 9th. I'll be set up in Rockford, Illinois. The following weekend, I do have off. After that is the Chicago Spectacular. So I will go down on Saturday afternoon, early afternoon. I'll walk the floor. I'm actually setting up on Sunday. One of my buddies, shout out to Wally, giving me his table for the Sunday show, for the Sunday at the show. So I'll be set up on Sunday at the Spectacular. Following weekend is my show, Madison Card Show, because then we go into Thanksgiving and the Madison Card Show. And then I think I've got St. Charles, Illinois in December. I think there's another Janesville show. Maybe no. I don't think there's Janesville in December. I think it's just St. Charles for those guys. St. Charles, and then my show is after Christmas. So I might just do those 2 shows. It's going to be a Wasn't there a song, A Long November, or was that A Long December? That was A Long December by Counting Crows. It's going to be a long November, not as long December, which I'll take. So, yeah. So what did I talk about? My Costco trip was Thursday. So I've got a follow up. And I think, what did we set the over under at? I think Max said 2.5 on over under dealers that would have Costco Donruss boxes. And I think I nailed it at 3. Did I say 3? It was 3. I did see another dealer had bought them but ripped it because he had 3. I think he bought 3 boxes. They were limiting. He was over in the Milwaukee area, the Milwaukee Costco that he was at, I think New Berlin maybe. They were limiting 3 per person. Now, I did the first vendor, Troy had him, Jim had him, and Mike from Rockford had him. Ironically, they were all next to each other. Like if you wanted the Donruss Costco boxes, you could turn right and there's Mike, you could turn left and there's Jim, and you could look straight ahead and there's Troy. Like literally a triangle of the Costco Donruss boxes. So I did find out from Troy, he's like, yeah, I came down because he lives up north a little bit, about an hour north. And I said, did you go to Middleton? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, so I shared my story. I dropped Ernie off at doggy daycare, and I got to Costco like right when doors open, like right at 10 o'clock. And I walked around. I also needed salt. And so I looked up front, didn't see him, went to the back, didn't even see my salt. I saw salt, but it was shrink wrapped and on way up top. And I'm like, I can just pick it up another day because I don't need it right away. That's a rhyme. So I went back up front and I'm looking around, and so one of the other dealers who Jim, who's an early bird, usually my first or second dealer that sets up, and he's like, well, did you ask? And I'm like, I wasn't that motivated. Like I wasn't. If they were there, I was going to buy, like, I would have bought 10 boxes if there wasn't a limit. And if they were there, I would have bought 10 boxes. I'm glad I didn't. Looking at how the prices have fallen, and it's Sunday now. Let's see. I don't know if Brian's in the house, but let's see. Travis Kelce, oversize, downtown. We'll see where the Travis Kelce prices are. Let's share the screen. Travis Kelce. Where are we at? Okay, so are we sharing the screen? I think so, yeah. So let's go to sold, because there were a couple auctions that ended, I think, Friday. So look at that. They're down to $30. Right around that $30 mark. 27. Well, that's plus shipping. $29.99. So right, like smack dab $30 is the comp. So August. So this is 2 days ago. And they were what, $40 on Friday. Still in the 30s on Friday. Oh, there was $150. Not $150, but $450. 40. Jesus, the regular size downtown sold for $750. Good Lord, 50. So as you see, they go up as we go back. So I'm glad, just looking at how far those prices fell on the oversized. Now, you do get there's a chance at regular size downtowns. Now, I'm sure the odds are crazy, but there are regular size downtowns in those boxes. There's also like a red parallel that's Costco exclusive. So I think they were all charging $100. I think there might have been, one of the dealers might have charged $90 and upset a couple of the other dealers. So I think they ended up pricing it at $100. And I think all the dealers, they all sold out of all the boxes they had. So Troy was in Middleton. So I left Costco empty handed. I'm like, maybe I'll go back later, but I didn't. Like, again, I wasn't motivated. I've got enough stuff. And looking at those prices falling, it's like you pull a Terry Bradshaw, it's going to sell for, you're going to net $15-20 if you pull Bradshaw. You're going to net $15-20 if you pull Travis Kelce. And then you've got all the other stuff. Now that's a good return on a $53. They were, by the way, they are in store. They were $53 because they build in shipping online, because I think they were $57 online. So hey, they got a good markup selling $100 box. I saw a lot of people walking around holding those Costco boxes. So I didn't go back. So I guess what happened was, I think they were there, because when I was walking around, I didn't see them. But there were a lot of boxes again, like the salt that I needed was shrink wrapped and ready to be put out. So up front there was a lot of boxes, so I'm sure they were there, but I wasn't going to go, hey, could you open this box? Because I didn't really care. But apparently they were up there. They were in a box, and I think like right around 11. I think Troy said he got there about 10:45, 11 o'clock, and they were just opening it up or whatever. I think he bought, I can't remember how many he bought, but he bought more than the 3. They didn't have a limit at first. And so he bought how many ever. And then he's like, I had to do shopping. So I checked out and came back in. By the time he came back in, I don't know, 15 minutes, they had limited to 3 per person. He went to Verona, the Verona Costco, the other nearby. They sold out to 3 people bought the entire stock. So there were no limits. And then, like I said, the Milwaukee Costco had limits of 3. Again, they're kind of, I think when it comes to stuff like that, each store, kind of like Target and Walmart, like they'll limit some stores. It depends on management. Some will limit, some won't. Some will allow you to take a whole cart, buy the entire pallet. Some limit. It just kind of depends. Like I've talked to a stock, the Excel rep, who he's like, I don't care if they like, I want them to sell. Like if they sell everything to one person, like that's what we want. We want to move product. Like that's what we want. But some of the like, oh nope, you can only buy 2. And sometimes that's where you see a lot of product on the shelf. Like, well, because you're not going to get 50 people on certain products. Now, in this case, yes, Costco boxes, sure. So that's the story behind the Costco boxes. I mean, I had a little FOMO, but not really. Like as I see some of these oversized downtowns, let's go back. Let's see what else. We've just been using Travis Kelce because I think Brian brought that up the other day. But these are going to continue, especially, they're at card shows this weekend, and there were, how many, probably 30 to 40 boxes were at my show yesterday between the 3 dealers. So you got Jordan Love's at 40. Caleb Williams is down to 75. This is a perfect example right here. $75 on Caleb Williams. This was selling for $250 on Wednesday and Thursday. So then that's probably between Caleb and Jaden Daniels. That's going to be your biggest hit out of those boxes. So now I'm even happier, because let's just do the math. Let's just do the simple math on $75. I'm paying 12.5% fees plus the 30 cents. So let's just say round up, it's $937, $938 plus 39. Let's just say $10 in fees. And that's without any promotion. So $10. It's probably going to cost, $5 on shipping. So you're netting $60. So that's a win. That's a win. If you're spending $53 on a box and you can net 60 on one card. However, that's the best card you can get. You might end up with Travis Kelce and Terry Bradshaw, where you net $15 and you've got to make up that $35. Is that the math? Yeah, $35 back on the base, which right now it might be the base stuff, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. What do we say? John's got some comments here. Here's the last comment from Max. As a business, if it's a guaranteed to sell, which these are, I think you'd want to limit to spread the wealth, good feeling. Return business is the entire key to business in general. I agree. It's a double-edged sword, because at the end of the day, businesses are, I can see it from both sides. Like, yes, we want to sell product. But if you're the runner up and you walk in behind a guy that takes a pallet and like management's like, sorry, you lose. Like, are you going to want to go back to shop at that store? Maybe, but maybe not. And that's a great point because, we know like if Costco knows these are going to sell. These are going to sell. I mean, these sold out at card shows for $100 a box. They're going to sell out for $53 a box, and they're going to sell out by the end of the day. By the end of business day, these are going to sell out. So I agree. And I can also see from the other side, like, we just want to move product. So it is a double-edged sword. But like I mentioned, there's going to come a time where somebody wants all of it and they can't have all of it, and then there's going to be product sitting on the shelf. This is not the case. This is not a product that would happen. But if they do like a broad, you can only buy 3, we're going to limit you 3 on everything. Like, what if you go in and you want to buy beer? Like, that's, you can't paint with a broad brush, right? Like on certain things that are items that are in hot, in heat, then yes, if it's beer, you don't want to paint like we're only limiting you to 3 of whatever item. Like if you're having a big party and you need 5 cases of Pepsi or Spotted Cow, like, well, you can only get 3. Well, fuck you, I want 5. But this is a limited release item. It's not beer, it's not pop, it's not toilet paper during a hurricane, etc. So I get it. I get it from both sides, and from Costco or Target or whoever's doing the limiting. I get it from Excel or whoever the third party distributor is. Like, we just want to move product, but they're not dealing with the fallout. Like, if you can sell product now, but they're not dealing with customers and repeat customers on their end of the spectrum. So I understand both points of view. Max says, I wrestle with limiting card stuff all the time. I'm a free market guy, but at the same time, I want everybody leaving my business happy, especially if I sell other products completely outside cards. I agree with that. It is tough. It's kind of like, so in kind of to relate it to like bargain boxes. If I'm sitting there, there's no worse feeling at a bargain box than finding a great table and some guy buys everything. And it's like, you're like, I wanted to go through that box and he's just going to buy the whole thing. And that's like in the middle of a show. Now, if the show ends at 3 and it's 2:30, I'm okay with it. If it's 10 a.m. and I'm looking through some boxes and it's like, oh, he's like, you can finish this box, but he bought everything. It's like, well, okay. I'll also like, okay, I'll come at 9 a.m. next time and buy everything. So like I get it. And I wouldn't want, as a dealer of bargain boxes, I wouldn't want to, if people offer me whatever on my bargain boxes, like, well, come back at the end of the show. I know that number is going to be smaller because the best stuff is likely going to be cherry picked. So you're going to maximize, if you're selling out bargain boxes at the beginning of a show, you're going to maximize your return as a dealer than if you wait till the end when all the best stuff, like if I'm a buyer, like I want to buy bargain boxes at 9 a.m. I don't want to buy them at 3 because all the best stuff, for the most part, sometimes there's still good stuff. And I've bought whole boxes in the morning. I've bought them in the afternoon at the end of the show, after the show. So, but it's like I was at the National, the table that I bought the guy's table at the last day of the National. There's a guy and he'd probably been there all day on Sunday looking through football cards. And I was kind of, as I was thumbing through, looking to see, okay, is this dealer's price right? Can I make this work? I'm looking at what this guy's pulling, and he's not pulling the stuff that I want. And so, and he was like super cool. He's like, he's like, just tell me to stop when you're going to take it all. And I'm like, no, you can look through every box. And I told him, I'm like, now there is some stuff like based on the price that I'm going to pay, there is some stuff. And it wasn't stuff like he was looking for like vintage stuff. Now, today I'd be like, no, I want the vintage. But 2 years ago, whenever it was, I think it was 2020 or last year, I guess. It's like, like there was like sign of the times, like Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence rookies. And he's like, oh, I don't want that stuff. So I let him look through every last box because I know how that feels being in his shoes. Like I'm looking through this box and this guy's coming up to buy the whole thing. I'm not done yet. I want to keep looking. So just try to be cognizant of that. Where are we at? Let's go to some other chats regarding Costco. And then we'll go back to the top. Cooter says today's hot pull is tomorrow's quarter box card. It is. That is the hard truth. There was a Wander Franco relic in a quarter box yesterday. How about that? Let's see where we at. We talked about that. We'll get to Collx. John says, folks, forgetting at Costco, Walmart, Target, don't give a shit about card people. It's just a product. But when it comes to hot products like this, do they give a shit about card people? Maybe not, but they give a shit about making money and making customers happy. So while they want to move product, they also, like Max says, they want to, depending on management, some will be like, yeah, we're not limiting. Verona, we're like, yeah, we'll sell this whole pallet to 3 people. Middleton's like, no, we want to spread the wealth. It's not really about card people. It's about customers and making them happy, whether or not, to allow them limiting. Will it tick some people off that want to buy the whole pallet? Yes, but you're only ticking one person off, where you're ticking 50 people off if you make that sale to one person. Let's see where we at. John says all Costco owes me this time of year is ample opportunity to buy large candy bars for Halloween. Let's see where we at. Max says, believe it or not, businesses actually do care about their customers. That is true. Not everywhere has an East Coast fuck everybody mentality. Spend some time in the flyovers once in a while. Zach says a business can decide if there are limits on purchases. It is their business. They can refuse the right to any party or person without discrimination. Absolutely. Card people think all business strategies are catered towards their hobby. I don't think anybody in here is saying that. I don't think anybody in here. This isn't about, we're talking about cards, so that's what we're talking about. This applies to toilet paper during a hurricane. This applies to My Little Pony. Is that a thing? The only somebody was talking about My Little Pony yesterday. It was a My Little Pony convention. Who was I talking with? Because there was a board game convention. Might have been East Coast Tom. My Little Pony convention. But we're gonna see this very soon. It's Christmas season. There's gonna be a hot toy. There's gonna be limits on them. Tickle Me Elmo. Cabbage Patch Kids, Beanie Babies. It's not just cards. It's every hot in-demand product that retail sells. Zach says their end goal is to create less hassle for the customer and controversy their employees have to deal with. Safety too, because people are stupid. Absolutely. Word says first come, first serve. No, that's not really. That's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. But there's also limits to it. And there are limits. I mean, look in your local newspaper. I think they still print those. And there's probably a grocery store ad. And most ads you'll see, we have the right to limit, especially on like coupons and sales. We have the right to limit quantity. Let's see. Where are we at? We're going to keep talking about Costco. Probably avoid low roller scratchers comments because I don't think they have anything to do with what we're talking about. Par for the course. Cooter says, when manufacturers see their product being arbitraged, they want more of the take and move the price up. Then dealers mark up in the secondary market, rinse and repeat. Collectors get priced out. Let's see. Snowflakes shopping for cards getting ticked off by Costco. Country is in the shitter. But I don't know if anybody, I'm sure there are people ticked off. I didn't hear any complaints though. And I'm surprised with those boxes. I'm surprised there wasn't complainers, like at least that I would hear, because I spent some time up there, talking to dealers, and I try to overhear what's going on. And I didn't hear anybody complaining, and they sold their everything out at, almost double the retail price. So America, baby. Where are we at? Johnny M says the majority of the time you wouldn't have any idea if one person bought them all or 20 people did. That's true. That's true. Unless you were there, you go into Target, Costco, Walmart, wherever, and you just see an empty shelf. And you don't know, one person could have bought them all or 20 people could. But unless you're there, and there probably were, there were, when I was there Thursday morning, there were a couple like wanderers like me. I grabbed a cart, so plus I needed salt. So I was grabbing, I wasn't wandering aimlessly like, where's the football cards, salivating like I needed my next hit. There you go. Tickle Me Elmo. Hatchimals. I forgot about that. Furby. That was another one. Yeah. John says, this is why they stopped having field days. Participation award generation is soft as fuck. Zach says, I'm not clicking on the link as it takes me out of this video. Can you tell me if this is related to Mike Smith so I can bookmark? Let's see. Word says country was in the shitter in 1864. It was in the shitter in 1964. It'll be in the shitter in 2064. That's just how it is. Buying salt at Costco might be why you have pink cheeks. Yeah, too much salt. Might have been the hamburger I ate last night. Nobody knows who Von Hayes is. Peeps knows. I don't own an iWatch. Let's go back to the beginning of the chat. We're going to talk about the Madison Card Show. I bought a lot. I sold nothing except for tables. Cooter's here. Good morning. Art Green's in the house. Good morning. Red Light 34 is here. Todd Richardson, what's up? Good morning. Merle says Sunday fun day. Good morning. Kyle, good morning. Hope the festivities on John Nolen Drive went well. It was a great show. No drama. No theft. Most dealers left happy. Merle says Skull. Good morning, AA cards. He says ILL. Big win over Michigan yesterday. Johnny M's here. Good morning. For some reason, Mr. Mint Al Rosen came to mind today. Was wondering what he would think about all the low-end YouTube content. He probably wouldn't care. Like he probably would ignore it. Like there's plenty of high-end content out there. There was bargain boxes in the 80s, and I'm sure, we didn't have YouTube in the 80s, but probably would have just walked on by. Johnny M says, I did not like the man, but no one has done it better. Max is alive after the Madison Card Show. Merle is up to 161 listings on Collx. Dan is in the house. What's going on? John is calling Counting Crows butt folk. I don't loop Counting Crows into butt rock. I don't consider Counting Crows butt rock. Raphael, what's going on? Good morning. We set the over-under at 2.5. The over hit. It was 3. 3 dealers had Costco Donruss boxes yesterday. Jody's in the house. Good morning. Donald Davis is here. Good morning. Max says one of the dealers he thought had them did have them. Dan says, so did vendors have Donruss and how much were they charging? We hit that. Menage a trois. Mr. Archer is here. Good morning. Dealer Mafia is real. Making offers you can't refuse at the Madison Card Show. $53 plus tax. Ah, yes. So it was $52.99 times 0.055 plus $52.99. So it was All in here in Wisconsin, you are paying $55.90 for Donruss boxes at Costco, and plus your membership. So are we going to divide it by days? Your Costco membership divided by 365, or are we going to divide it by number of trips at Costco? How are we going to figure in the membership and gas and tolls? No tolls in Wisconsin. We are a toll-free state in Wisconsin. You're going to have some gas, but you can save if you go to the Costco gas station. Fortunately for me, it was not out of my way. It was actually, Costco is right between doggy daycare and my house. So I had no gas expense because I figured that into the Ernie, the dog care expense. So my gas from doggy daycare to home eats up the Costco. So that would, had I bought any, I would not figure in gas. And of course, there's no tolls. Free samples. So I can't offset any costs on free samples because I did not partake. I don't even think they had free samples open yet because I went right at the beginning. So I can't take into account free samples. Costco acting like it's pandemic times all over again. Just like when they limit the water and TP you can buy. Limit 3, Donruss, 3Xing. Here's low roller scratcher. You can bring the entire family. So your son and daughter, get your wife, your grandma, grandpa, and your great-grandparents. Wow. You get a lot of downtown. There you go. Bring the whole family. I don't have grandparents or great-grandparents. And my wife's grandma's not in condition to go buy football cards at Costco. My wife was working, so no kids. So it was just me. I would have been fucked. I didn't have anybody to share my wealth with at Costco if I would have bought the boxes. We talked about that. John says, LRS, not sure how things work at membership stores. He's talking loopholes. Max says, I wrestle with limited car. Oh, we talked about that. Merle says, when listing a batch for Collx, do you use different templates? No. Nope. Because it creates its own. So you don't even have to worry about character limits. That's what I love about listing on Car Dealer Pro to Collx is if it's over 80 characters, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter on Collx. Matters on eBay, but it doesn't matter on Collx. So no, I use my regular templates and then just export it. So, I just click whatever template and then boom. Folks forgetting that Costco, Walmart, Target don't give a shit about card people. We talked about that. Costco yearly financials not impacted by goodwill to card mooks. Do they care about card mooks that buy cards at Goodwill? Let's see. Feel like then they would be singling me. Let's see. We talked about that. Where are we at? I think we talked about that. Merle says, just got followed by someone on Collx with 68,000 items. Is that person here? Might be. I don't know. Who is it? I only have 3,000 items in mine. I have not, I've got a lot of shipping to do, a lot of eBay shipping to do today and tomorrow. I think almost 300 orders. Where are we at? 240. So not quite 300. So 240 orders to ship. I don't have any auctions ending tonight. Visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Also on Collx, find me 1millioncubs. My next round of auctions end tomorrow night. I didn't do any Sunday auctions last weekend. I'm going to try to put some auctions up. I'm going to try to put football. I did football on Thursday, I think. My Ryan Sandberg auctions did great. Now, I had a lot not sell, which I expected. I had 135 Ryan Sandberg cards, but I had one card sell for like $36. I had another sell for like $20 some. I had a couple sell for 10. Of course, the rookies, sold for around where I expected. So the Ryan Sandberg auctions ended up doing really well on Friday night. John says you can't LRS. You get 2 cards per membership. That's 2 people. Your math kind of sucks. Has anyone seen Mike Smith lately? This would be a perfect topic for his perspective. John and Jane Q Driveway need a voice here. I feel like he scratches that itch. Buyer can bring his dog at Costco so he can get another downtown card box. There you go. There you go. Mike Smith out shopping with his entire family. There's 17 of them trying to find Costco Donruss boxes. Let's see. Word said I chased 1986 Topps Vince Coleman. Lation bars and gold bars are much more important to Costco. Platinum. 86 Topps Vince Coleman, a great card. Word. Snowflakes shopping for cards getting ticked off by Costco. Country in the shitter. Buyer didn't read Buyer or Bo. Didn't read my entire family for loopholes on Costco limits. Let's see. Furby. Victor Wembanyama. Let's see. John says it's a video that needs to be watched. Watch it on your iWatch. Let's see. Zach doesn't have an iWatch. Merle says added 22 Allen and Ginter cards to Collx. Dan says, so did vendors have Donruss and how much were they charging? You must have missed it. 3 vendors, $100 a box. Todd says, no opinion on Costco. Never been. Of course, Maine just got their first one, and it's 2 hours away. Yes, I live in the middle of nowhere. That's a bummer. I have 2 Costcos within like 20 minutes. I'd say Verona's probably from where I'm at 20 minutes, but Middleton's like 5 minutes. Costco's great. It might, I mean, if it's 2 hours away, I wouldn't get a membership just to go check it. I think you can get like a day pass. I think they'll let you like, I'm thinking about it and just go check it out. Von Hayes was a baller. Word says thoughts on the 2024 update FOMO. I do not have FOMO on 2024 update. My buddy Bronco opened a bunch of blasters and he generously gifted me the Cubs. He said they were garbage though, but I'm okay with it. Free Cubs cards that I didn't have. So he did pull the Aaron Judge, that like cartoonish card. It's like a $30 card. One of my deals, I think that he was selling for 20. I think they were the blasters at the show were selling for $25. I thought about it. It's like, it'd be fun to I haven't ripped anything in a while. I do have Allen and Ginter coming next week. I think it's the week of my Dallas trip. I've got a case of Ginter coming. So I bought enough. I bought enough yesterday, which I'm going to talk about what I picked up at the Madison Card Show yesterday. Did not pick up any 2024 update. Dad Dude from Duryea says the management of those stores make decisions about staffing and more important things like if sales get them a bump in their bonus. Product is made to move. Get up early and stop bitching. There you go. Illinois helmets were on point. They did the 1920s throwbacks last night against Michigan. Peep says low end is my wheelhouse. Here to the low end. I think the most I spent on a card yesterday, now I spent a lot of money yesterday, but the most I spent on a single card, I think was $2.75. Where we at? Zach says, I don't own a Costco membership, but we use Instacart for shopping, and therefore I'm able to bask in the glory of the Kirkland brand. Ol' Roy, greater than Kirkland. I disagree. Kirkland's a great, this is Kroger brand water I'm drinking, not Kirkland. Johnny M says, I made a lot more on 2024 Topps All-Star Game set breaking than most will on Costco Donruss. And yes, I bought every one I could find. John says, butt folk. Edie Brickell. That's a throwback. What was Edie Brickell in the, what the hell was her band name? Edie Brickell in the something. Edie Brickell. Damn it. I can't remember. Edie Brickell and the Whalers, the Monsters. Edie Brickell. The New Bohemians. I was way off. The New Bohemians. Zach says, Counting Crows, Wallflowers, Tonic, all bands softer than the Seattle scene. Courting the women who like musicians who showered in some radio-friendly hits. Yeah. tonic, wallflowers, counting crows, not butt rock. I didn't hear the Donruss prices at the show when you said them. Please repeat. $100. $100. The new hobby is not a hobby. Need the carpetbaggers only in it for profit to lose their ass so they move on to their next hustle. I'm betting there are mooks that bought memberships just to lose money on cards. I bet there were. I bet people bought Costco memberships just to buy these cards. Hopefully they take advantage of all the wonders of Costco. If you're buying Donruss at Costco, you were a true degenerate. Congrats, you made it. I disagree. You made good money on it. I would have bought it. It's easy money. You didn't even have to, all you had to do is lug a few boxes to the Madison Card Show and almost double your money. Just pick up the cards. When you go get milk, no expenses needed. Card people are that smart. Spend $120 to buy $55 boxes of cards. Tolls are fine. A user-based system is always better than making people pay for something they don't use via gas tax or title tax. That's a good point. John says, I agree. Tolls are capitalism at its finest. We need more tolls, less free roads. I kind of like having toll-free roads here in Wisconsin. Aldi selling 91 Fleer baseball, no limits. There are free roads, just takes longer to get there. Don't support socialism, Zach. Do better. Merle says, I do like that Collx doesn't limit the title size. I don't put the team name of the title on eBay because I have enough that are over 80 characters. Johnny says, bringing about 25,000 cards to Goodwill tomorrow. I kind of feel bad for anyone that might get that shit in a pallet. Hopefully you're not donating to somewhere that will end up in my pallet. Zach says, a way to get around tolls, you pay the toll, then let your mom, daughter, grandson, granddad all follow you through the pass-through on the same toll fee. I wish I had thought of that sooner. Now you're thinking, hey, is Low Roller Scratcher still here? We need more videos. I think you said you do 3 videos a week. You have not been putting out 3 videos a week, Low Roller Scratcher. And I would also like more tips on how to save on your channel. Please bring us more content. John says, I agree with Zach. One family, one toll doohickey. Max says, Wisconsin is good without no tolls. Thanks. I agree. Florida has tolls 1 mile apart for miles. John's favorite store, Costco. Lots of immigrants hop there. My family comes from immigrant roots, oddly enough. Johnny M doesn't get FOMO with cards. There's always something else coming out. I agree, but sometimes I get FOMO. LRS hack, they waive the tolls in Florida during hurricane warnings. Save your driving for when people are evacuating. More efficient, less costly. That's a good hack. Zach says, Max, so you want tolls. I don't want tolls. Nothing soothes my chocolate starfish like Kirkland bum wrap. There you go. The new Bohemians. Everybody knew it but me. John was first. Does he get a point? John was first. Merle says, does this mean we are playing a new version of Name That Player? Name That Band. Zach says, I'm heading out. Was supposed to be at Roma at 9, but day got started slower. He's going to the card show in Racine. There's a $1 fee to get in. I'm paying my $1 so my extended family gets in free. That's a good hack. Card show hacks. Racine, Wisconsin show today. Go see Zach. With or without Porter. Merle says, what do you do if the juice from your rotisserie chicken drips onto your Donruss cards? Ooh, I don't know. Orlando's in the house. What's going on? He was on Hobby Hotline yesterday. I watched a few minutes of it in replay last night. Got to finish the rest today. Max says, how the fuck does it take longer with free roads? So you can't get there. You can't go in a straight line because the toll-free roads are boom. If you take the free roads, you've got to meander. Skill games are back for limited locations. Happy days. LRS suffering from biscuit overload. Zach says, Max, my example is Highway 41 to get to Chicago. They made the toll road a faster shot. Same thing on maps when I'm in Boston. You can choose, avoid tolls, takes longer. I have not tried the Chicken Big Mac. No coupons for McDonald's. That dude says I would pay extra to drive in a lane with less drivers. People can't drive. I agree with that. Max says I can build a new road that goes directly to something, has nothing to do with tolls. If anything, tolls make it longer. No, tolls make it shorter. It's a straight shot, and you have your little transponder, and boom, you're there. Try it. Will Topps Update Chrome be the baseball set of the year? Might be. I am not getting FOMO. It's really great. That's better. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce. She was a runner in the night. Is that how it goes? John Keating, check my work. Use McDonald's receipts. They have buy one, get free. Hey, if you use the app, you can get free food, I think. I'm talking free roads in Wisconsin versus tolls in Illinois. Okay. Manfred Mann in the Earth Band. Another point for John. Orlando says, going to my LCS today on my walk right now. Local card shop pulled a $70,000 Wemby card, AA mint cards. Nice. Written by Bruce. Don't bring me down, Bruce. So Madison Card Show was great success. Good show. I had a couple late cancels, but I have a long enough list of vendors, and Dogecoin's back to 14 cents. Breaking news. So we were able to fill up every table with the late cancels. So a full show. No drama, no theft. That's always good. I bought a lot. In fact, you can find some of my new inventory in my eBay store. I found, let's see. So I bought a bunch of stuff. Let's try to sort. So this is all stuff that's in my store. 99centcards.com. Those were out of the quarter box. So I was talking to Craig. I bought these from Craig. He gave me a great deal. Got these for less than $3 a card. We were talking about like football, and I'm like, I just don't know football. Like, I like doing auctions on football, especially like random serial numbered stuff, because I don't like comping. And like, hey, like David DeCastro is a $46 card. And he's like, yeah, this Nate Burleson. He's like, look this up. There's one on eBay for like $25. Well, there's two on eBay now. This is in my store for $20. Now, will it sell? I don't know. There's none sold. So I paid less than $3. Here's a Corey Seager Topps Chrome rookie card. I remember when these were $50 back in, like, I was pulling these out of a 50-cent box and flipping them for $40-50. I've got that, I think, for 10 in my store. Blake Fisher, first Chrome refractor auto, Notre Dame, always has a big collector base. That's in my store. I love picking up 2000s game used jerseys. This is and this is pretty cool. It's a piece of the game. And it actually, on the back, this is a photo of the actual item from which this swatch was taken. So that's pretty cool. Roger Clemens, that's in my store. Brian Winters, Milwaukee Bucks autograph from Prism. How about this? I bought this for less than $3. Barry Bonds, 86 traded. This already sold, $15. Sold it last night. Listed it last night, sold it last night. Same with this. Page, Topps Chrome rookie card. Listed this for $5, sold right away. I've got another one that I'll probably increase the price. I love 86 Fleer basketball. Pick these up when I can. I think these are in my store between $5 and $10. Sidney Moncrief and Ricky Pierce. Here's another authentic game-worn jersey, Pedro Martinez. This one's numbered to 150. I've got Tom Glavine, numbered to 200. Spencer Howard, Pro Debut Auto Gold, numbered out of 50. And this one also sold. Mike Giancarlo Stanton rookie card from Bowman Platinum. I think that sold for $5. So those are cards that are in my eBay store now, 99centcards.com. I picked these up out of the quarter box. I was looking for playoff players. Of course, no longer in the playoffs, Stephen Kwan. This is a Topps Throwback Thursday rookie card. Big Christmas, Jean Kenzie Noel, also no longer in the playoffs for the Guardians with their loss to the Yankees. Mark Vientos, Prism Refractor rookie. I've been moving his Topps Chrome base rookies for like $1.75, moving like crazy. So I'm like, hey, Prism rookie, that's a good deal. Some other quarter box finds. Let's just for my PC, a Sapphire Clint Frazier. That's just for my own collection. Giancarlo Stanton logo fractor. This was in the quarter box. I sell Derek Jeters for 50 cents to a customer, so double my money. Joe Burrow, Panini Father's Day. Here's this is a Topps Online artist, Andy Friedman. This is Babe Ruth. I mean, for a quarter, can't beat that. This is also for my PC, Christian Hernandez. I don't think I had that one. Bought some Steph Currys, again, 25 cents. I'll take Currys all day. Dennis Rodman. I'll put these in a Rodman player lot. Same with Larry Bird. Here's a Prism Larry Bird. Got those for a quarter. Mookie Betts. This is the red foil variation from Stadium Club. Another Jeter for a quarter. So it turned 50 cents into $1 right there. Shohei Ohtani. This was in the 50-cent box. Ohtani. Aaron Judge. Stadium Club. I think that was in the quarter box. Here's a Mickey Mantle from 2021 Series 1. That must be an insert of some sort. Another PC pickup, a quarter for Dylan Cease. Didn't have that. To the Moon from Big League, Aaron Judge. Those are popular cards. Those sell really well. Here's the blue border. I think this is from Archives. Yankees in the playoffs. So I was picking up Yankees. A couple of Shohei Otanis. Can't beat that. Samuel Basallo is a top prospect in the Orioles system. Another card for my PC that I didn't have, Christopher Morel, Japanese, Topps Japan rookie. Here's a Throwback Thursday, Seiya Suzuki rookie I didn't have. I mean, 50 cents. I would have paid $5 for that. So to get it for 50 cents was a steal. Jackson Merrill, Sapphire. Probably he's favorite for rookie of the year, right? There were a couple autos in the 50-cent box. Dwayne Bates, Chicago Bears. Rob Conrad, he was a famous tight end. I think he played for the Dolphins, rookie auto. So those were all in the 50-cent box. They'll be coming to my eBay store soon. I picked up two cards from the 74 set that I didn't have. Skip Lockwood and Mike Epstein, a couple of California Angels. Tony, who runs the card show in Oak Creek, he gave them to me. I'm like, hey, I only found 2 cards. I'm just going to give you $1. He's like, nope. Wouldn't take my $1. So thank you, Tony. And then more from the $3 box. This is a Roger Clemens insert number. This is numbered out of 50. It's the gold variation. It's going to be slim margin on that, but I wanted to take a shot on some basketball. I need some basketball in my store. This one might be a slight win, maybe a break even, but it's an early Barkley. Vlad Jr., Aqua Wave refractor number to 199. I couldn't pass up one of the 17 Lou Piniella rookie cards. So 68 Topps rookie card. Early autographs. This is from this is from 2011. Oh, it's a buyback. It's a buyback autograph. Isaac Curtis, Cincinnati Bengals. This is rookie variation, Tanner McKee. This guy's only got one arm. So there's usually a collector base for that. I think it comps for around $10. These are probably going to be minimal margin. I think like $5 to $6. I bought a whole bunch. I bought like 6 of them. Jackson Churio Sapphires. Sapphire's pretty popular. These sell really well. The by the letter. This is numbered to 50. I don't know who Aaron Millette is. Is he from a big college? I don't think so. But these usually sell for between $10 and $15. Another PC pickup, Chris Bryant. Another PC pickup. This is a Kerry Wood, Sean Green dual relic. This one's numbered to 250. And then another PC pickup, Robel Garcia autograph out of 245. So picked up some PC stuff, picked up a couple cards for a set build, and picked up a lot of inventory to flip. I also picked up about 30,000 cards that I've got a buyer for some of them, and I'll be putting others in my eBay store. So a whole bunch of over 30,000 basketball and football superstars. So that was a fun purchase from Jeff. John Myers went to a show yesterday with only half the dealers there. There were 2 competing shows within an hour drive. The show I went to appeared to have a lot of bargain hunters. Hey, sometimes a slower show is great to buy. If dealers aren't making any money, if there's no traffic, dealers aren't making money. They just want to make sales and they will drop prices. So sometimes that's a good problem if you're a buyer. Orlando says Stanton is on fire. He is. Did he hit another home run last night? He's been on fire in the playoffs. So great show yesterday. The only complaints were the typical card show complaints of the temperature in the room. Usually the upstairs ballroom, I have temperature issues every single month. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. Yesterday it was hot. Usually the south part of the ballroom is usually super icy cold. Like you've got to wear a hoodie or a jacket in July. I had one dealer complain about how it's always so cold, and I'm like, bring a jacket. He's like, it's July, I'm not wearing a jacket. I'm like, then don't complain that it's cold in here. You're not standing outside in the 100-degree heat. You're in here where it's 60 degrees and you're cold. Bring a fucking jacket. Well, I'm not going to do that in July. Then tough shit. Don't complain. So it was not cold on that side of the room today. It was hot yesterday. And downstairs it's easier to control because it's an isolated ballroom, but upstairs it's open. And so it's on the same circuit as down the lobby, and you know, the warm air rises, and you know, in the hot months they crank the air, which is why it's cold in the summer in one part of the room. It's why it's hot in the winter, because the heat's cranked. So it sucks. And yes, it does suck. I wish there was something I could do, but unfortunately, not much I can do. So that was that, and I complained. Like I was complaining about the heat. It's fucking hot in here. It was an interesting turnout. And by that I mean it was, I think we had more traffic than last month. And not much more traffic. And I was talking to somebody else where it seems like this time of year there should be a lot more traffic. And that's kind of how I've thought about things, like, oh, just wait till September and October. But really September and October are kind of an extension. And I think I had more traffic at the June and July shows. And I think this has been the case the last couple of years. There's been more traffic in June and July than there has been in September, October. So that was the case. And then November, December, January, February, it's just insane. People are coming to the card show, spending money. So, but I do think there was more people, there was more traffic yesterday. I had a couple dealers say it was really slow in the morning. And then I had a couple dealers in like the same location say I was swamped at the beginning of the show. So I think it was just all about like what you had. And typically upstairs is a little slower because people go, you know, the main entrance is on the first floor. So they come to the first floor ballroom first, and then they go upstairs to the upstairs ballroom. So it does get a little slower, but with only the 2 rooms, people get upstairs faster. So, and that's the case. I had a few people ask, like, are you going to bring back the 3rd room? And I'm like, no. I'm like, for one reason, they're only allowing me to book 1 month at a time. And I can't promote that way. Plus it's just a giant hassle for me, and it's a lot of work for like no payoff, like very minimal return. And then the smaller rooms is not feasible. Like the rent is more than the table fees that I can get. So no, it's just going to be the 140 tables, which it's plenty. It's a monthly show. I'll try to, and actually there were there were quite a few new dealers because I had a couple late cancels and I was cherry picking. It's like, okay, I know what he has. I know what he has. So I'm gonna try to balance out, what I want. I think I've got a vintage guy coming next month who hasn't done shows in a while, and he's got a great vintage collection, and that's one thing that is going to go to the top of the priority list. And I don't have like a waiting list where it's like, okay, you're number 23 on the waiting list. I have a long waiting list, but if you have something that's in need at the card show, you're going to be at the top of the list. A couple of the guys that I got in last minute, the top of the list. Now, also, if it's 6 a.m. on Saturday morning and you reach out saying, hey, are there any cancellations? And I happen to just take one 10 minutes ago, you got it, because I don't have time to go cherry pick. It's already 6:30 in the morning. Dealers are starting to come in. Yes, it's yours. And it doesn't matter what you sell. We just got to get that table filled. But if I have time, if it's Friday, Thursday, vintage goes to the top. If you have vintage, you're going to be at the top of the list. If you have something unique, you're going to go to the top of the list. Unfortunately for new Pokemon dealers, there's enough Pokemon that you're way at the bottom. But one Pokemon dealer got in. Like he's going to get in now because he did it right. He reached out to me and was consistent, reached out when he should reach out. Like Friday, Saturday, there's going to be a lot of moving parts, and it doesn't matter where you're at on the list because it really isn't a list. And it's kind of like he bailed me out. And so like, yep, you've been here the last 2 months. You're dependable, and I can rely on you to at last minute. So yeah, you can get a spot, Max. And I think that's exactly what Max told him to do. That's exactly what you do. Because if you reach out like I reached out to you 2 months ago to get on the list. Well, if you didn't follow up, you're out of sight, out of mind. But if you're consistent and like, hey, anything open? Nope. Yes, there's something open. So, and now he's going to be back next month. So that worked. Where we at? John says, dealers complain about everything. There's an entitlement there. They've been coddled their whole lives and their moms always told them how great. Nah, that's not the case. Now, maybe in some instances that's the case, but Max says, definitely more traffic. The morning was nuts. 8:30 to 10:30 was busier than normal for me. Well, that's good. That's good. And I that's kind of what I thought. Was there was definitely more traffic. I had one dealer at the end of the show. He's like, hey, what? He's like, how come the show was slower today? And I'm like, you're the first person that said that. Like, you're the only dealer that I've talked to that's shared that sentiment. And I do want dealers to share those sentiments because I find it interesting because it can, Max was nuts first thing in the morning. I had another dealer not far from where Max was set up say the morning was super slow. I didn't make any money until like 11 o'clock. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I had another person close by that said my morning was nuts. So, I don't know if people were just, they were going, maybe, it's also the person that said it was super slow. It was also a first-time dealer. Max is a regular and has regular people that come to his table. Tom, Jeff, Eric, Craig, like they're all there all the time, and a lot of other regulars. So if you're a regular people and you have regular customer base, they're going to come to you. So, sometimes first-time dealers, people they don't know who you are. They don't know you're there. They don't know what you have. And sometimes it goes both ways. Sometimes a first-time dealer can have great success and be like, oh, wow, it's fresh meat. So many people like that State Street ballroom, the third ballroom, because it was mostly like, it was bring your own table. So it was like new blood. The regulars got their spots. And then, well, if you want into the show, you're going to have to bring your own table. You're going to be in the third ballroom. And it became the most popular room because it was mostly new faces. But on the other side, people don't know you're there. So they're not looking for you. If you start to come on a regular basis and people buy from you and they're, I'm going to go back and buy. I have I have the same people that I typically buy from. And once I find stuff that, okay, he's got good stuff, I'm going to go back. Like, oh, there's a reason 5-Star usually has a line waiting for him at his bargain boxes. He hasn't filled them. Matt, fill your damn bargain boxes. Didn't do much on sales and bargain. Well, they've been the same the last 4 shows. You got to put new stuff in there. Low Roller Scratchers got a new video coming out tomorrow. I want a request. I loved the video on product reviews. I want more product review videos. Product review videos on Low Roller Scratcher. John is looking forward to it. Thanks for putting yourself out there. Stuke's here. Good morning. Have to check out your show sometime. Bucket list item. There you go. Come on out. I think you're just in Minnesota. I actually have quite a few people from Minnesota come down. I've got some dealers that come down on a regular basis from Minnesota. I've got people that travel over from Minnesota to buy. Max's coaching went well. Low Roller says you forgot about including Magic the Gathering Disney stuff in your card show. Some people sell that. Nobody sells comic books, and I don't want comic books. I don't want it. I don't want a flea market. I don't want a flea market. I don't want just every random thing. John says, I'm usually blind to whom the actual dealers are. Maybe only one of 2 dealers I even recognize or do repeat business with. And see, I'm the opposite. Like, I know exactly when I go to the National with all of those dealers, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. We're on first name basis, and I go back every time. First stop at the National is Singles Club. Second stop is Jennings, even though I can drive an hour and go to his card shop. And then from there, the autograph at the National, the autograph table, dollar autos, because it's a lot of like minor league guys that you're not going to find on eBay. And I'm gladly going to pay $1. Like, I'd rather pay $1 an auto for some minor leaguer from 1988 than I would another Robel Garcia autograph. But I still bought one yesterday. So I have my dealers that I go to, and same at local shows, at monthly shows. Here in Madison, I look through Craig's boxes, I look through Jeff's boxes, I look through 5-Star's boxes, I look through Nelson's boxes, the Ferry Brothers. Then there's other bargain boxes. If it's a new dealer and they have bargain boxes, I'm going to look through them. So and maybe do repeat business if I see him again. John rarely looks up from the cards. Max says, hint, use social media to help sales. Absolutely. Inventory turnover, also important. It's important for the promoter to promote the show. That's the biggest key. But other keys are, if you're setting up at a show and you're on social media, promote yourself. Like, hey, because that's going to help not only the show, like, hey, there's a show this weekend, but also you, and people are going to buy from you. Like, it just astounds me sometimes that people are active on social media, but then don't even comment or tweet or post that they're going to be at a card show this weekend. Low Roller Scratcher says, due to the bad economy, I can't afford to make more videos. How can you not afford to make more videos? If you're commenting here, what is the cost? What is holding you back from producing videos? It doesn't take any money to produce videos. John says, you're a people person. I avoid people when I can. That is, I guess I am kind of a people person. But I also I'm both. Like, I flip a switch. Like, usually Madison Card Show, like, you got to turn it on. You're a people person. And then after the show, we'll meet up. We had a great meetup after the show. Michael Renicky, who had a great day on Name That Player on Friday. Michael Renicky and Scott joined us with Bronco and Showtime and East Coast Tom. We hung out at the Sheraton Hotel bar. And then after that, it's like, Nelson's over in DeForest. It's not Nelson's anymore. Bonsai Cards and Collectibles. They do a trade night, and it's just like, I'm so tired just from physically tired and then also mentally exhausted from being a people person all day. It's like, I need to go talk to my dog. And my wife had dinner with a couple of her girlfriends. So it was just me and Ernie last night for most of the night. Max says, I've had people show up at a show 2 hours away from where they are my regulars because I posted where I was going to be during the week. Simple 30 seconds. Amen. Absolutely. Max says, was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Don't you live in Madison? Love it. Merle says, that is the most serious sign of a bad economy when LRS can't make videos. All his video money is tied up in crypto and scratchers. If you can afford a bus pass to go play skill games, you can afford to make videos. All right. So it was a great Madison Card Show. Next Madison Card Show is Saturday, November 30th. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Let's see. Next weekend, nothing going on for me. But then the following weekend, hanging out with Cooter, going to the Dallas Card Show. It'll be my first Dallas Card Show. The next weekend, I'll be set up in Rockford, Illinois. The following weekend, the 16th, I don't think I have anything that weekend. And then I'll be at the Chicago Sports Spectacular. Then it's Thanksgiving. And the week of Thanksgiving is the next Madison Card Show, Saturday, November 30th. Orlando says, did Ernie find a girlfriend yet at the daycare? He has found all of the girlfriends. So when I went to pick him up on Thursday, I always ask, I'm like, so how'd he do? Was he behaved? And like all of the people up front, they're like, oh, Ernie's like our favorite. He's become the staff favorite. One of the guys that was up there, he goes, Ernie is the dog. He's the person in class that has to go say hi to everybody. Like, that's my boy. So Ernie is a fan favorite at doggy daycare. He loves other dogs. He's humping. Got to kick that habit. But Mikey has a spray for Ernie. Yeah, pleasure spray. Ernie, pleasure spray. So that was, so yeah, Ernie is, and he loves doggy. Biscuit hated doggy daycare. Biscuit was the dog. Cause I feel bad when I look at the video, like you can watch video, of what's going on live. They live stream the doggy daycare. And, like, I feel bad cause there's the Wallflowers, not the band, by the way, not Butt Rock. There's the Wallflowers hanging out, like just sitting in the corner watching everything. And that's what Biscuit did. Ernie's like front and center, like right in the middle, like going and playing with every single dog in the room. So Ernie absolutely loves it. We love it because he's freaking exhausted at the end of the day. So he's not, fucking around with us and wanting to play and be a little shit. So Ernie loves doggy daycare. I think he's on a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. There's not a 3-day option. I think 3 days would be perfect, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They don't have a 3-day option, but they have what's unlimited. I think we pay, it's like $25 a day, which you think about it, it's a lot cheaper than daycare for humans, for little human babies. But it's pretty expensive, I guess, when you figure out that's like $200 a month. We think we're going to do unlimited because my wife switched companies she works for. And so now they're in a temporary office space that she can't take the dog to work anymore. So that like gave me a break to get, usually if I'm working in here, Ernie can hang out in here. There's not stuff he can get into. But in my shipping room, there's shit everywhere. And it's just, he gets into stuff and I clean it up a little bit, but not enough. So I think we're going to go to unlimited. So I can we don't have to take him the whole day. I can drop him off like in the morning, pick him up at lunchtime because they go in their crates from noon to 2. So I can take him in like first thing in the morning, take him in and then pick him up before noon. And then that way it gives me a few hours to get some work done. And I don't have to do that every day, like, maybe a third day or even a fourth day during the week, or depending on, it gives us more flexibility. So we're probably going to do that. Right now he's on the Tuesday, Thursday schedule. We'll probably do that for at least another week or two just to get him acclimated more, although he's acclimated well himself. So it's probably more for us to get acclimated. Merle says, my favorite picture of the Madison Card Show was the one from the bar afterwards. That was my favorite picture as well. Michael Renicky was in that picture. I think he was far left of that photo. So I posted that in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. So we had a few chatters in the photo. Michael, Baseball Card Illustrated, Bronco was in the photo. East Coast Tom Coleman was in the photo. Mikey has some spray for Ernie, little pleasure spray. Doggy daycare sounds a lot like the Villages. Yeah, some dry humping going on. The doggy daycare. All right, that's what I had for today. Great show yesterday. Thanks for coming out. For those that came out and vended and bought and sold and everything else. We'll run it back November 30th. So hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. Visit my eBay store. No auctions ending tonight, but you can hit up my Buy It Now store. I showed off some of my hits that I picked up yesterday at the show. Some of those are already in my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Check that out. You buy 7 or more at regular price, you'll save 25% off. I'm also on the Collx app. I've got over 3,000 items on Collx. Find me 1 Million Cubs on the Collx app. So, and prices are a little cheaper than what I would charge on eBay over on Collx. So take a look at that. I'm going to go. A lot of shipping to do here. So have a wonderful Sunday. We will do this again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. I'll see you then.